chase a dream. Mitecoin's the future. It's not just a meme. Mitecoin movement, join us and see. It's all about M 2015. We're not here to hide or to keep it tight. Our community's generous, and that's dynamite. In the world of crypto, what we can reign. Mitecoin's different, it's not the same. Every transaction, chasing a dream. Mitecoin's the future, it's not just a meme. Mitecoin movement, join us and see. It's all about.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Saturday night, 9 o'clock, Mitecoin Match'em Time, Mitecast. As always, I'm going to blabber on for a little bit, and if you can hear me okay, if everything's coming through, just somebody do me a solid and say, can hear you fine, but I'm going to continue on assuming everything's going great. As always, we're talking numbers tonight. I know it's same old stuff, but don't get your financial advice from some old guy like me. Do your research. Yeah, I will say, I'm seeing, I'm seeing Solana articles. I'm seeing some other, somebody's competing with Solana and will Solana overtake Ethereum and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows, but I want you to do your own research and look into this stuff before you put any money in, any significant money, of course, on anything. But that's what's so awesome about our project. But anyway, so, hey, don't get your financial advice from me. Entertainment purposes only. Got it? That's pretty easy to understand. And then that means that once that's said, we can slide right on over. 9:01, that's not too shabby. We got to do our Solana Showdown. And obviously this is part of the poop in the pants news today, but we're going to go ahead and go through the motions here unless this is a crazy awesome spike. Yeah, we're going to type in 159.74 and everybody can see that that means we don't have a winner tonight. Looks like Cody was the closest at $1.68 away. I will say I thought maybe, I think I was checking it over the last half hour or so. I thought I saw it sniff around 160. But even that, he had to do some work. But good news, bad news, right? Kind of like me digging Mitecoin metal. You don't always get the good stuff out of the ground. And the nice thing about this is the $20 doesn't go away forever. It just flies up to next week and it gets a little juicier. So as of next Saturday night, we've got $40 on the line to see if you can guess price of Solana within $1 tonight in a week. Alrighty, back to that. And yeah, let's talk numbers. And if you guys are watching your wallets, things like that, obviously it's been a pretty crummy week for everybody, really. Last time we got to, when I was getting my Solana Showdown spreadsheet ready, obviously I just pull up last week's file and I rename it and save it over and things. It really struck me when I realized, the guesses of Solana last week were, 188, 189, and I was like, wow, they might get it. Yeah, last week it was $185.17. And yeah, it's below 160 now. So that's, it's almost 14% down. We had a couple big sells. one big one, couple smaller ones, or relative for Mitecoin big. So yeah, we're dropped. Wallets would have dropped about, unfortunately, 39% this week, and that just comes with it. We're kind of feels like, be honest with you, when I play stinking Texas Hold'em with the guys, I struggle like crazy to get my small chip up a little bit, and then they come in and swoop in and take it with a stinking flush or something on the river. But that is the nature of crypto, and that's why I want to encourage everybody to never ever whether it's in Mitecoin or quite frankly whether it's going out to eat or buying anything, if you can't, don't ever spend more than you can afford to lose. If it's something that you wouldn't go out to go watch a movie and know that money's just going to be gone, I sure hope you wouldn't dare ever put that in Mitecoin, and I would suggest don't put it in anything. Take care of those responsibilities. So what else do we got? We've got 300,000 Mitecoin, guys. This is as low as it's been in a hot minute. It's only it's less than $4 to get in. Again, that's what I match, and so that's all that somebody has to pay. So I guess if you look percentage wise, you can just tell somebody that they can double their money because I match your 300,000 Mitecoin. But it is what it is. Again, I obviously want to look for the positives, and with the market down and with the sell off in Mitecoin, even to date, at this low price, the community is giving back over $4,700. And again, that's number of per cost, so that will vary. Every week, if the price of Solana goes up or Mitecoin gets bought, that'll go up. But even right now, line in the sand tonight, Saturday night, August 2nd, 2025, $4,700 has been sent back into the wallet, so that's nice, and I appreciate that. So looking at my numbers here, going down. So yeah, from when we launched, Mitecoin is up almost 2,500%. And I know that some of you that have got in a little later, you're like, yeah, but that's not me. And I understand that, and I'll talk a little bit about that more. I got another number on that. It's called Numbers Revisited. I'll go over that as well. But, I just wanted to share that update with you. Everything's red. But here's some positives. I just told my lovely bride and my Mitecoin assistant to take a look at this. Crazy Wiener Lady, I put a note in there the last time, and it really was heartfelt. She's been OG, and I thought it was pretty awesome that she had, I think it was her hubs recording her when they were at the casino last Saturday night. So that was pretty sweet for her to get that win. But look at this, guys. Even with the price of everything way down, Crazy Wiener Lady's M2015 this week was over 2 million coins, and per my spreadsheet, and I would have to go look at it just to make sure. It just seems crazy, but that's over $27 worth even at the current price. And so and I guess it's a good way to I don't know, segue in, even though I'm going to talk a little bit about Mitecoin Metal next, and maybe I'll just switch it up. I'll just freestyle a little bit. But the idea is, and I guess that's what's exciting if it can catch on. The way over a year ago when I couldn't sleep for a couple days, my mindset was, so I was talking with a couple people and they were like, well, but what happens if everything crashes? Then it doesn't work. And I guess I'll just reiterate what I told them. If it was trucking just like I hoped it would or that it could, and everybody, if there's a big group of people and they just wanted to bless somebody, right? Ultimately, the only way that it could fail is, and heaven forbid it happens, right, is that the people in our circle, we get to the point where we just flat out, we just don't have a buck, right? We just don't have an extra buck, guys. And there are absolutely, I think I've shared this before with people, that when Andrew and I were first married, we've been there, done that. There's been plenty of times where, I know that you younger kids don't realize it, but there was a time when there was an electronic deposit. You worked someplace and Friday was payday and they handed you your check and you had to hustle off to the bank and actually sign your name to it. I know it's crazy, sign your name to it and go to the bank. And then there was some processing days. I tell you that story, not to bore you, but to say there were some times where you had to write a check to a bill and you better hope that your employer didn't skip that Friday or give it to you late because you need to get to the bank. And so, I guess in that way, if this whole project would just, if I could like wave a magic wand, that would be, so the only time that would really go south is if literally we just were all in such dire straits where we didn't even have a buck to bless somebody. But other than that, and that's kind of what, that all long story is to kind of just reiterate, this M2015 for Crazy Wiener Lady. Guess what? Some of that blessing was bought even after the price went down, right after the sell off. So, and that's what's kind of nice about it, is it doesn't matter. Like if somebody decides they're going to bless her with $2, then they're going to go whatever Solana is that time, they're going to just give her $2 worth of Mitecoin. And so I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I hope she's blessed, and I appreciate her. And I was happy to see that. I thought, unfortunately, it was going to be way down. But I will say, that's the other part of the, I know it's a broken record. I just like to repeat stuff when I think it's important. It's just kind of it's sitting there, right? It's sitting there, and the potential that it goes up is and you just got to wait and see. Here's the deal. And now it's time to talk about, I'm going to go right into it, and I'll talk about Mitecoin Metal next. Here's, I've tried to explain to a couple people, maybe new into the project, like how it kind of is set up and how it's structured, and they've asked me about the wallets, things like that. There are, I've said this before, and it's worth repeating. If I could again fix everything, nobody would be underwater, right? Nobody would be underwater. It'd be a glorious project, great. But that's just not obviously the way it is. There's some OGs that got in really early. So like I said, the market, or the increase over even at today's low price, is like 2,500%. If you don't know like how to do that, if you have $20 and you would have bought early, that $20 gets really stupid big. And so that means that there are some wallets that have a lot of Mitecoin, and they've kind of, they've moved on to other stuff, and that is totally good and totally fine. But they have the ability to come in and sell, and then the price goes down. What I can tell you is, if you are still hanging around down the road, I have it's slow and steady plan, of course, but like when you see a sell-off, whatever it is, right, to get back to assume that Solana doesn't change in price, then basically the way to look at it is that there has to be that much more money coming in to get back to where we were. Now, unless we can get one person to drop a stupid amount, and that would be silly. But the idea is that we can get a lot of people to say, hey, for $4 or $5, I can do this every week and just have some fun. And this crazy guy is going to buy $20 every week and just give it out because he's a lunatic. So I guess what I'm saying is, whenever you see those sell-offs, that means that everything's going up and down. There is absolutely more wallets out there that could even tank it more. I don't say tank it, but that's just the nature of it, right? Until we have some increase in smaller amounts to vary that, there's just going to be that potential that somebody's going to take a licking on their wallet. Hopefully, no, we do have a couple people, and I think they've kind of disengaged now, that they came in heavy, like thousands of dollars, and yes, they are absolutely underwater. But it's a blessing. I haven't told these stories in a hot minute. I think it's worth repeating. I know of a situation where somebody's automobile had repair issues, and it was a real blessing that they could sell a couple, 3 or 4, I don't know how much, it was hundreds of dollars worth of Mitecoin, and they flat out used it to pay pay automotive stuff. There was somebody that had a check that they were counting on, and they had to sell it to cover some stuff. That, and I know I know that there are cases where, and they don't need those cases. It's, remember, the idea of Mitecoin is we can do, and you all can do whatever you want with what's yours. So I just want you to be aware of that there are some wallets out there from the OG level that have some pretty tasty amounts. And if they are inclined to get rid of it, then we'll just have to work slow and steady and build it up. Now, as we are going together, I'm going to show you this screen, and it'll be, you guys will be reminded of last week when I threw out the challenge. And I'm learning as well as we add new stuff in the Mitecoin Metal. And the challenge was I'm going to, award somebody $5 if they can tell me what this is. And because I didn't think through, how to correctly decide that, I kind of threw this, shared this picture with somebody who I consider to be a neutral horse expert, and all they did was suggest it could be something else. And I was like, what? So here's the solution. It's a learning lesson for me, and it's a reward for the two crazy ladies because they both put in a guess. And so for the one and only inaugural identification of the Mitecoin medal, I think I have their wallets from other wins, but they are both gonna win $5 bonus for their participation in offering up a guess. And then the lesson to me is make sure you know what it is ahead of time, or we agree on like how we're going to decide that. But guess what? I appreciate you guys tuning in, and if you guys want to throw a guess at it, I'm going to reward your participation. Other Mitecoin medal updates. If you aren't on TikTok, I have not got it uploaded to YouTube yet, but I updated my TikTok, the Mitecoin TikTok, with I called it the Mitecoin medal bank day. And I finally took them to took the coins. And I appreciate Patey. I did see your comment on TikTok, and I don't remember what I edited in that video or not, but I actually tried to use the power washer that literally worked a month ago, and today it didn't work. That was my total plan, was just to hit it with my own power washer, but I wanted to get it to the bank, so I took it to the car wash. Anyway, I have a video up. It's called Bank Day, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Long story short, or maybe short story long, I power washed all the coins. I separated out the quarters or the messed up. There was one quarter that my lovely bride found, got hit by a lawnmower, and there was 15 pennies that just got ate up by the ground. So anyway, cleaned them all up, dried them, took them to the bank. They were about ready. They dumped actually a little bit into the coin counter, and then they had a little powwow. Long story short, they told me that they cannot take dirty coins. So I calmed, I didn't get too excited. It's not that big of a deal. I'm sure it'll work out. I was just excited to share it with you guys and have it, be able to report on it. I'm going to go in there Monday because the issue is they're not dirty. I mean, they look dirty. They're tarnished, but you could rub them on your face because I power washed them, right? You watch the TikTok, you'll see it. So I will say that, so this is the ring, and I'm going to try something on Mitecoin Metal here. I have no idea whether it's going to work. I don't know. Let me see here. And I don't see it. I'm trying to turn it on, and I guess you guys aren't just going to see it. Oh, maybe you will. I'm sorry. Hold on. And now, this is one idea of, or maybe I can't. Sorry, guys. Well, this is a mess up. Never mind. What I was going to show you was one option for Mitecoin Metal was, some of you probably don't know, a lot about the other cryptos and the meme coins, but there's a website called Deck Screener. Deck Screener shows meme coins as they're released to the market. So you can get an updated, and like 10 seconds ago this one came out, and 20 seconds ago this one came out. The reality is that is a little bit, well, not a little bit, it's a lot like kind of rolling the dice crapshoot. For instance, when I was trying to convince my lovely bride to let me do Mitecoin over a year ago, I brought her up to my computer and I said, let me show you this website. And I pulled up Deck Screener and I showed her like how crazy it was. And I just literally picked a random one, jumped over, bought a little bit, accidentally thought I was going to buy like $2, ended up being $20. So I bailed out real quick, blah, blah, blah. I think I barely broke even. But the bottom line is that is definitely one option that I'm considering for a part of our Mitecoin Metal. And the reason that is, the potential return is really kind of crazy. You could spend, if we budget, let's say $10 even, just $10 out of our Mitecoin Metal wallet, and we have a stream, and that's kind of the idea. We would be streaming that. You all could be watching live. We could have a chat window open maybe on Telegram. and we could just like chit chat and say, hey guys, which one of these do we want to try to jump in and out of? I would do it live. You guys could see how to do it. You could, therefore, and if you wanted to learn how, you could see the mistakes we make. And like I said, it would just be like us sitting around the table doing it. The benefit of that is that, however we kind of decide to share those gains, that means there would be a lot to share, but we might say bye-bye to it. So it really goes into that same category of don't risk more, don't spend more than you can lose. So anyway, that's a lot of mumbling, it's a lot of jumbling, but that's the update for Mitecoin Metal. Unfortunately, I wanted a big reveal. I really wanted to pull up the wallet and show you guys, I have this vision on how I'm going to, reveal it to you. And it was kind of a Debbie Downer, like I say in the video. So there's a little bit more Debbie Downer. There's a lot of yucky. Wanted to mix it up a little bit. You can see that, there's some problem on that board. There's a lot of yuck. So I think that we're going to try to start round one vote. And after I do that, I will also share one other thing about our Telegram group. Round 1 vote. It should be live. So, hey, I was talking to somebody else this week about the names that are up on Telegram and things. And like I said, I don't know if it's a big deal. I just don't want to, if you have a username, I think most everybody is at least a couple hands away from knowing each other, or, it's not like there's a bunch of strangers. If there's a name, I can't, for some reason, I can't see all the usernames. So if I'm using your real name or a different username, it might be because I can't see it. So you can just send me a message, on the down low. It's not on purpose. I'm not trying to, I don't know, be mean to you. I just sometimes can't see it. So anyway, let's find out if we can not let somebody step in some yucky, and we'll see. We are going to end our poll, and 10 votes. Wow, guys, hey, I appreciate it. I didn't know if we'd have very many tonight, to be honest with you. I'm not sure why, but looks like number 2 is the big winner, 69%, 10 votes. I realized when I was pulling up the video last time, I was struggling to get the card up. So I've got this fancy card from my roofing guy. I'm going to use it to get under here and flip up the winner. Okay, so the winning card tonight is going to be red or black. And by kind of a big margin, you guys want number 2. And it is black. That is a black card because use my fancy little guy here. Red is over there. So, as we know, I'm going to put those back on. Mix it all up. Slide one under there. Slide one under there. And I will go over here to find the spades and the clubs. And now that looks, what do we got? Well, I'll count them up after I would get this. I will say, I just finally looked over to my second monitor where the chat is for the stream, and I see some people talking about the options. I'm just telling you right now, you guys are going to have to give me an update in the Telegram, or I'll have to go back. I don't even know, to be honest with you, if I can go back and see the chat, what you guys are chatting about. So be sure, if it's, put it this way, if it's very important, and if it's about Mitecoin Metal, jump on Telegram and chat over there as well, because that's what I'll see mostly. So anyway, hey, round 2 is up, and cast your vote. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there was 19 yuckies. You guys are, you're getting 10 out of the 9, 10 out of the 19. So there you go. Cast your votes, 1 or 2. I'm going to grab a drink, give you guys one more chance, and then I will see who wins. All right. Let's see who it is. End poll. And, whoa, we had a switch here. We had a round number 1, 60-40. So luckily, I'm not horrible at math. That's 6 votes to 4. So we're going to find out if it's a club or a spade tonight. And the winning card tonight is... That's a spade. Wow, it's a spade. I don't remember. It's been a hot minute since a spade is won, I think. Because clubs are over there. So as always, we'll slide those down. And we're going to pick these up. And we're going to move them all around. Have no idea as well I find out when you guys find out. And that means that we go to round 3. Hopefully these spades, not that you guys care, but I have different boards that I have to highlight, and I do not remember a spade board in a long time. So, 1, 2, 3, yowzers. You guys aren't really avoiding the yuck if we're just being honest. So, round 3 vote. And I'm going to do a 1 and a 2. And we're going to start the poll. And I haven't even actually... round 3 votes up. It just popped into my brain. My wife may look at me sideways, but luckily I'm not going to commit to a date. But, hey, it's summer's basically over. It's been a long, long time since we had a Mitecoin meetup. I think we should probably talk about getting together again. Having some games, family games, maybe even having something we can do outside. Over at the state park or something. So anyway, be thinking of that. If you got any ideas, I'd love to hear them. I do know that I think Crazy Chicken Lady is agreed to be the official video documenter of our Mitecoin meetups, or at least part of that, so we can get some good content. It's all about content, baby. So cast your vote for round 3 and see if we still get 10 votes. Oh, giddy up. We got one more, guys. We're up to 11. I know I got small goals, I'll admit it, but oh, you know what, Quince, you gotta stop me reading the chats. You gotta mix me up. Okay, 2's the winner. Remind me in the chat to talk about metal detecting. Find out what this is the winner. Now my even guy's not working. Okay, so we're gonna find out if it's a high or low tonight. We know it's spade, and we know it is. It's a low spade. It's a low spade because the high is over there. So, one last hurrah. And that, we're going to mix it up. And we're going to slide that there. We're going to slide that there. And I will go find low spade. And throw that over. It's basically, oh, you guys took the lead. Nice work, guys. Nice work. Start a poll. And round 4 vote. A 1 and a 2. Start the poll. Hopefully it's up now. Yeah, so, I was just talking with somebody, and we, surprisingly, we have... I mean, my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, we probably have 8 or 9 detectors that are usable. I think we could probably get access to. Obviously, we'd need a big area of that. But honestly, even if we combine that with an outdoor Mitecoin meetup, that's really a good idea. If we find a place with a sand, like with a sand volleyball. Again, I'm talking and rambling on. It's almost 9:30, but you guys got me started. You guys give yourself plenty of time to vote. I'm going to totally sound like a nerd right now, but growing up with my dad, and we were into metal detecting, and things you may not have known, but there actually were like metal detecting clubs, and they actually had metal detecting hunts. And it was pretty upper level, because all these local dealers of detectors, they would show up, and they would obviously give away prizes and like detectors. And what they would do, they would like put a blue quarter, and they have this open like football field, and they would just basically either throw the coins on top of the ground, like in the deep grass, or for like the prize tokens, they would just like put a knife on an angle and slide that baby like a half inch under the ground. And so like in the kids division, I don't want to brag, but it's kind of a ninja. They would basically, all the kids and then the adults would go, you would line up around the edge, and there'd be a whistle. And then a bunch of lunatic metal detector people would just start swinging their coils like it's... I'll have to show you the next time if you ever have gone metal detecting with me. I'll kind of show you what it looks like. It is quite hilarious. But it's basically ninja metal detecting, because it's a matter of how many targets you can dig and how fast you can do it, right? So it's like if you got to dig 20 to get the prize, you got to dig 20. So anyway, I tell you that story. You got me mumbling. I'll tell you that story because if we do have a Mitecoin meetup and we had access to a field like that, I could just envision some Mitecoin prizes being handed out to those of you that would find those prizes. So anyway, all right, that's plenty of time. All that mumbling, You guys are like, bruh, end it. Polls ended. Back to 10 votes. Somebody must have lost. We're back to number 2 being the winner. 8-2. Oh, I'm going to try to use this. I know I need to find another way to get these cards up. Okay. To get to the finals here, guys, we're going to find out whether it's odd or even. If it's odd, we got Willie and Patey. If it's even, we got Crazy Chicken and Karen. The winning card tonight is... It's odd. It is odd because... even is there. Okay? Even is there. So, we are in the finals. We have odd. That means we're back to 4. Ace, 3, 5, and 7. Actually, was it the Ace of Spades or Ace of Clubs that kept winning? Now I don't remember. Anyway, I'm going to mix it up. And yes, it's time for the next speech. I have thought about ways to change the boards for the finals so that everybody remembers or knows that, you're not voting. It's not like you're voting for the person or the number under the one you want to win. But it takes a lot of work, and I just haven't done it, to be honest. But I will remind you once I throw this up. So let me find on my board low odds spade, and that looks like a winner. That's the people. It's the Willie and the Patey team versus the Yucky Yucks. And we are going to find who's going to win. Final vote. We've got a 1, we've got a 2, we've got a 3, and we've got a 4. And it's live, baby. Final vote's live. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, I know I said that without the board up, but it's worth repeating. Ace has, or Willie has the ace. 7, Patey has the 7. The 3 and the 5 are Yucky Yuck. But I have no idea what's under, right? So in other words, I have no idea if the ace is under 1 or if the 7's under 4. So just feel it, right? Let the cards talk to you. Find out who's going to win tonight. And I will, like I said, I will try to go through maybe these comments. If there's anything that you really think I need to know, make sure that you let me know or take it over to Telegram. So let's find out. We're going to find out 1, 2, 3, or 4 is the winner tonight. To probably, actually, let me end the poll, and then I will remind everybody if you're in the running. Oh, you dirty rats. That's not acceptable, guys. Are you kidding me? A 3-way tie for first? Yeah, we're absolutely going to have a revote. You can't do me dog like that. Final revote. Yes, I can't even type that. Yeah, I don't... Considering most finals don't even have 4. So it's pretty obvious that we 3-way ties are pretty rare. So, yeah, let's do it again. Cast your votes, and hopefully we won't have a 3-way tie. And I guess we'll have to figure out how to do a tie break. I've never done this. You haven't made me think through this, guys. So cast your vote. We're going to see if you guys can't figure it out. I'm going to grab another drink of water because you got me talking so much about metal detecting. And then we're going to see if you can decide a winner on your own. Okay. Hopefully you had a chance to vote. And you guys, you guys came through for me. You guys came, hopefully it wasn't because somebody got locked out. But what this tells us is number 2, I guess that's fitting. Number 2 is the winning card, 44%. Number 1 is the biggest loser. And 3 and 4 are tied, so we go to 3. Anyway, that's just the way we roll. But we do know for sure that number 1 is definitely not good. So this is the first loser of the night, the biggest loser. And if this is an ace or a 7, you guys lose one of your own. We lose one of our own. If it's a 3 or a 5, we get a little bit of the trash out. So the first biggest loser is... Oh, ouch. I hate to say it, Willie, but the ace is not showing you any love. It's not showing you any love. Patey, I also say, unfortunately for you, that you're surrounded by yuck, and I hope you don't step in it. So, number 2 is the winner, and we work our way over to the next biggest loser, which is 3. So again, this is not the winning card, right? This is the next loser. We do not want this to be a 7. If it's a 7, then I will just reveal the 2 yucks because that means that it's a beatdown. And the 2 humans got eliminated. Yeah. So, the next biggest loser on Match'em 45, first round, is... Hey, that's good news. Patey's still in it. Now it's a dogfight. Now we got head-to-head. We got Patey versus the Yucky Yuck. 2's the winner. And here it is. If this is a 7, we've got another first-round win. I think that's 4 in a row, right? No rollovers. If this is a 5, then we got a rollover. And all of you that are watching now need to jump on in the Telegram room and claim your watch card. All right? So, winning card tonight. It's going to be Patey, or is it going to be Yucky? Winning card tonight is... Hey, Patey wins with the 7 of spades because, if I can flip it, the 5 is over there. 7, I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. That's a winner chicken dinner. Congratulations. And darn it, I meant to say this before. I apologize. You obviously you get your bonus for your watching, and I forgot to remind you, you had to have been videoing your live response. Darn it, and I feel bad. I was going to totally remind everybody of that, and I got carried away and got excited about showing who wins. So, yeah, so congratulations, Patey. Guys, that's, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks in a row we've had a first-round winner. I know that we had a lot of Yucky on that board. It was 33-19, but you guys are holding the fort down, and you're plugging away. I appreciate that. Stream share. I didn't mean to. I hope you guys have good memories and stuff. I didn't want to make it. Didn't know if maybe I took you to too much information. I was just looking. I just really enjoy. I guess like I said, I'm envious of some people that maybe have those great memories and things like that. And so this is kind of another. Hopefully it's not like pulling teeth. It is, and you don't have to go like super detailed. But what I was. Maybe like a 1 paragraph or a 2 paragraph, if you had to write your autobiography, like just what's your story? Where were you born? Basically Andrew and I are going out of town. We had to get a real ID. If you've not flown, you don't realize you need one to get on an airplane. You need some sort of new ID, I guess. It doesn't have to be real ID. But I took my birth certificate that I've had in my possession. It literally looks like antique newspaper. That's how old I am. Took it into the DMV. Lady looks at it one time and she says, well, this isn't going to work. And I'm like, do you know how old I am? How am I going to find it in Iowa? So one of my sisters got on it, Johnny on the spot. She sent me a link. I was able to order it online. And she, I was able to get my official birth certificate. I take it into the DMV and I hand her my license that says, my middle initial J. And then she looks at my birth certificate and she says, well, wait, we got a problem. And I'm like, don't tell me I got a problem. I just paid 50 bills to get that thing shipped to me in 2 days. And she says, well, this says you have 3 middle names. And I'm like, yeah. But forever, it's not shown on my driver's license, right? It's just 1. So I thought to myself, oh, great. She's going to reject the birth certificate because my license doesn't show that it has 3. Long story short, bottom line is, got me thinking about family and again, I'm always thinking about generation and family and heritage, things like that. So I realized, I don't know much, maybe, and you guys will learn about me as well, kind of family, how many, where I grew up, where I was born, what I've done. We did a little bit about jobs, maybe just taking it, just know more about each other. Doesn't have to be like super detailed, what you're comfortable sharing. Obviously, we're not asking you to share any horrible stuff that you're not comfortable with, but I would love to get to know you better, and that is what I would love to see. Doesn't have to be a lot, but wouldn't mind it. So anyway, that's the request. I want to know if you could write your own 1 or 2 paragraph autobiography. What is it about you that I guess that you would identify, or that you would, as you describe yourself, what are those things that you would use to describe yourself from when you were hatched all the way to when you listen tonight to this crazy Mitecoin thing? So anyway, that is the stream tonight. I want to thank you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I want to pray us out. I want to pray covering protection and blessing over all of you. And I just appreciate you giving me, I hate to say it, but almost 40 minutes. I mumbled on a lot tonight. But anyway, appreciate you guys, and I want to pray us out. Father God, I just come to you right now, and I just praise your name and thank you for all that you've provided for me and my family, and I just want to thank you for just everything that you've done. I just pray your covering and your protection and your blessing over everyone listening tonight, over this project, and over the families involved. I just pray that you would watch over and protect us, that you would draw us close to yourself, and that you would restore anything that is broken in our lives. I pray that you would restore and that we would restore, join you and accept your offer to be restored to you first and foremost. I pray, Father God, that you would restore family relationships between husbands and wives and children and parents and siblings and co-workers and wherever it needs to be touched. I just pray that your character and your peace and your spirit would be upon everyone that calls on your name. And I pray for the physical bodies, Lord, that might need restoration and healing to your design. I just pray that you would be next to anybody that needs you. I pray that they would feel your presence, that we would all feel your touch in our lives, and that we would just be mindful of the blessings that we have, even during our struggles. I just thank you for that. I just thank you for this project. I just pray that you would continue to bless those that are participating, and that you would help build this fellowship into something that people look forward to, and that is a community that we can get to know one another, and that we can build Christ-like and biblical friendships, even if it's online, and that we can be in a relationship with one another, and that we might be just a resource to each other as anybody might have a need. And I just pray that you would open up hearts to do that. I just thank you again for this time, and I just pray all these things. Amen. Okay, guys, thank you very much, and I will see you next Saturday night, or I guess I won't see you, but you know what I mean. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good night. Bye.